thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God, keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Please sit down, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the 108th Convocation of the University of Waterloo. 108th Convocation. Now, you graduates are all engineers, and engineers are always very confident and able to speak. I noticed the president's an engineer, Pearl's an engineer behind me here, and I happen to be an engineer too. But sometimes it makes sense not to say anything, to keep quiet. And I just want to share a story with you that perhaps illustrates this. So there were 3 men who were sentenced to die by the guillotine. And the first man steps in, places his head on the hole, and the executioner releases the knife, and the knife comes down and miraculously stops 2 or 3 inches in front of, just ahead of his neck. So the king says, under the laws of our country, if the guillotine fails to do its job, you are declared to be free. So the second man stands up and puts his neck on the guillotine. The guillotine comes down 2 or 3 inches. It stops again. The king says, under the laws of this country, you are a free man. The last one is an engineer. He comes in, puts his head on the guillotine. He looks up and he says, I think I know what the problem is. So sometimes it pays to say nothing. But ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome. Very nice to have all of you here. This is going to be a great convocation, and I welcome you. Here at Waterloo, each convocation is a celebration of the achievements of our graduates. And this afternoon, we celebrate with those graduates in the Faculty of Engineering. On behalf of the Board of Governors and the Senate of the University, I'd like to express my congratulations and best wishes to all of you who will graduate today. Please savor every minute of today's ceremony and the celebration that will follow with your circle of family and friends. Today is a rite of passage to an exciting future where you can apply knowledge, share your expertise, or continue to learn. I also welcome the families and guests of the graduating students. Your presence is a tangible demonstration of your support and commitment to our graduate success. We will begin with the conferring of an honorary degree on an individual who has distinguished himself in the academy. We will then confer bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees. The proceedings will take less than 2 hours, and we ask that you remain in your places until convocation is adjourned and the academic procession has left the convocation hall. The ceremony blends certain age-old university rites and protocols with the spirit of informality that characterizes Waterloo. We trust that it will be an occasion to enjoy and an occasion to remember. I offer you my congratulations, and as you move on from Waterloo, I challenge you. Take risks, be unconventional, but do not forget that honesty, integrity, and strength of character are the driving forces in everything that you do. As an aside, when I was your age, I was introduced to a book by Napoleon Hill, and the name of the book was Think and Grow Rich, a wonderful book that studied success stories of businessmen, doctors, politicians, scientists, and others. The book analyzed the principles behind their success and explained it in very simple terms, concluding finally with the line, "What the mind can conceive, the mind can achieve. What the mind can conceive, the mind can achieve." So one day, when finally you've made your mark in this world, make sure that you give back to others less fortunate. After all, every one of us has benefited from the wisdom, generosity, and advice of others that have helped shape our careers. So let me end with a Chinese proverb, and it goes something like this. If you want happiness for an hour, take a nap. If you want happiness for a day, go fishing. If you want happiness for a year, inherit a fortune. But if you want happiness for a lifetime, go help somebody. So ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to this convocation. The convocation will now begin. Thank you. I will now invite Keith Heipel, University Professor, Department of Systems Design, to the podium. Keith.
Mr. Chancellor, I present Ralph L. Keeney. Professor Ralph Keeney is an internationally recognized engineer who received a Bachelor of Science in Engineering from the University of California, Los Angeles, and 3 engineering degrees from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, a master's and a professional engineer's degree in electrical engineering, and a PhD in operations research. He is Professor Emeritus of Industrial and Systems Engineering at the University of Southern California and Research Professor Emeritus at the Fuqua School of Business at Duke University. He previously held faculty positions in engineering and management at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Throughout his career, Professor Keeney's work often organizes decisions in innovative ways that promote better decision-making. He pioneered the development, use, and dissemination of systems engineering concepts and techniques that help governments, businesses, and individuals facing important decisions. He spent a decade applying systems engineering concepts to international policy problems at the International Institute for Applied Systems Analysis near Vienna and an engineering and environmental consulting firm. He has published over 175 refereed publications and several books, 3 of which received awards from professional societies as the best annual publication in the field. His co-authored book, Decisions and Multiple Objectives, and numerous subsequent applications of its ideas led to his 1995 election to the prestigious National Academy of Engineering for contributions to the theory and engineering practice of decision analysis as applied to complex public problems with conflicting objectives. His books have been recognized as seminal works, and many have been translated into multiple languages for use around the world. Mr. Chancellor, in recognition of his outstanding accomplishments in academia and his contributions to society, I request that you confer the degree of Doctor of Engineering honoris causa upon Ralph Keeney.
Congratulations, Ralph. Really well done. What a wonderful career. I have to read this now. Okay. I am honored to confer upon you, Ralph Keeney, the degree of Doctor of Engineering, honoris causa, and I extend my sincere congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I now invite Dr. Keeney to address Convocation.
Good afternoon. It's a great honor to share such a special day with you graduates. Each of you has completed something difficult that I greatly admire. You have made the effort to receive an education from a very high-quality engineering school here at the University of Waterloo. This provides you with the envious opportunity to have an enjoyable and rewarding life, much as the Chancellor mentioned, and also to contribute to the lives of others and to our planet. I'd like to make a few remarks on what each of you can do, and indeed what you must do to make the most of this opportunity. So you could consider this sort of your last homework assignment this year. But of course, you don't need to turn it in. But it's really something that counts, because it can affect your life. The only purposeful way that you can influence anything in your future is by the decisions that you make. The rest of your life just happens to you beyond your control. To understand how critical your decisions are, consider a life with no decisions. Think of the metaphor that a life is like walking down a road. At times there will be forks on that road which correspond to the decisions of your life. The life you experience depends on the decisions that you make. Now imagine a road with no forks. You begin walking down the road and there are no forks. So you keep walking, and still there are no forks. And all of a sudden, that road ends. I don't think this sounds like a very appealing life to many. Fortunately, your roads will have many forks. So when you face an important decision, you want to choose a good alternative, and certainly avoid the bad ones. Your appraisal of how your alternatives are needs to be based on your values, not someone else's, which define what you hope to achieve by making the decision. However, identifying values isn't easy. Research clearly indicates that when people make a list of their values for a decision problem, typically they identify less than half of the values that are important to their choice. Fortunately, various techniques and hard thinking can help you develop a more complete set of your values. Now, when facing a decision problem, the tendency is to solve it with one of the readily available alternatives and move on. But what if you don't like any of the alternatives? Or what if some are just okay and you think you could come up with better alternatives? Truth is, you often can come up with alternatives better than any of those that are readily available. Since you can never select an alternative that you didn't think of, clearly taking the time to create alternatives is often useful and worthwhile. Here is an example for those of you who plan some additional education in graduate school that requires a master's thesis or a doctoral dissertation. Suppose some faculty members suggest topics that you might write your thesis or dissertation on. And some of these are okay, but none of them really excite you. My suggestion is, don't settle. Don't settle for an alternative that's just okay, especially when the decision is so significant. Use your values to create at least one additional topic that really inspires you. This obviously takes effort, perhaps a lot of effort, but since the choice will have a real impact on your life, it's worth generating better options to choose from. Now let me ask you a rhetorical question. Who should be making your decisions? It's not a trick, but I imagine and hope all of you thought you should. You're right. So then, who should be choosing the decision problems that you face? To understand this, consider where decision problems usually come from. Often, they come from others, from rules, from happenstance, but not from yourself. In responding to a decision problem, you are naturally being reactive. To be proactive, you must create some decision problems for yourself. However, these self-created decision problems aren't really problems at all. They're the way you can control your life. As an example, suppose you're dreaming about how nice it would be to have a 3-week trip to Europe in the summer of 2015. The natural decision opportunity is, how do I make that trip a reality? This requires you think of your values for such a trip, create some alternatives, select the best one, and act on it. Even for situations where you think it is not clear that you have any influence, there are often decision opportunities. Examples include the following. I really would like to have a job offer from Company X. I wish I could be transferred to Western Canada for a couple of years and experience that part of my country. Or, I hope to meet a wonderful partner soon. There's a lot you can do more than just hope. In each of these situations, there actually are numerous decision opportunities that you can create and act on to enhance the chances that what you want will occur. In summary, there's 4 points to remember. Number 1, your decision-making is very important to your success and happiness, as it is the only purposeful way you can influence your life. Number 2, seek to understand all of your values for any decision that you face or might face. Your values characterize why it's worthwhile to think about that problem and clarify what you want to achieve. And number 3, once you understand your values, for any important decision, try to create better alternatives than those readily apparent before you start to choose an alternative. And number 4, don't wait for a decision problem to occur or just hope for something that you desire to happen. If you think of something that you want to occur, be proactive and create a decision opportunity in order to make it happen. You've got that power. These 4 points are fundamental to being a good decision maker. What can you do to make them a regular part of your decision-making process? The good news is that decision-making is a skill and anyone can improve. Numerous sources discuss the techniques and procedures to improve decision-making. Once you learn some of the relevant concepts and techniques, it is important to begin using them on your decision. You need to practice to get better. In this way, decision-making is like any other skill, such as playing hockey or playing the piano. You could learn how to play hockey or play the piano by reading books, perhaps, or watching people. but you must practice to become good. Think of your favorite hockey player or your favorite teacher. Each of these people spent a great deal of time learning how they could perform their skill well. Yet, each of them keeps practicing all the time to maintain their level of proficiency and get better. To each of you, enjoy today and make good decisions, enhance your success and happiness and contributions to the future. Congratulations, graduates of 2014.
Dr. Keeney, thank you very much for that very thoughtful address, and welcome to the group of Waterloo's distinguished alumni. Would members of the graduating class please rise? Mr. Chancellor, I present those scholars who have filled the statutory requirements laid down by the Senate of the University that they may be admitted to their various and special degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the University, I hereby admit you to your various and several degrees with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining.
Please be seated. I now invite Iman Nadim to the podium to deliver the valedictory address.
Yo, mic check 1, 2, I'm about to stun you. I know I act a fool, 5 years at Waterloo, chilling with my whole crew, paying all my own dues. Stunting in an interview, fronting like I have a clue. When I fuss to discuss C++, but when I code in Java, I'll smoke you like lava. And on my repo, I'm a freak, yo. Take shots like a free throw. You see me on the TV, though, something like a CEO. So much flow, I make your stack overflow. Drop the rhymes are right in 300 decibel. Converted in my mind to wreck like hexadecimal. And I manifest the best when I check my grades on Quest, cause profs be impressed when I floss on them tests. And I'ma kick it old school, cause this my alma mater. Throw a shout out to all my mad haters. But hear me out now, in surround sound, spitting so profound, it's about to go down in this cap and gown. Congrats, Waterloo, we graduation bound. Now, you're possibly wondering, who is this girl and why is she rapping obnoxiously in her valedictory address? This is certainly not the hood, and her privileged education from one of Canada's top technical schools is paradoxical to the likes of Pac, Biggie, or Nas. But to be honest, I've spent the past 5 years in this institution feeling like a paradox. That awkward elephant in the room suffocating itself into the traditional definitions of what it means to be an engineer, a young professional, and a student, all while pressed up against what felt like impossible standards of excellence. It came as a delayed realization that no one here felt quite at ease. No one was immune to the same feelings of self-doubt, of inferiority, failure, or defeat, testifying to just how tenacious, driven, and incredibly resilient our engineering grads are. Because here we are, past the midterms, the deadlines, the finals, the mission impossibles, those ungodly hours spent programming that assignment due the next day, only to go home at 3 a.m. in minus 40-degree wind chill weather with bloodshot eyes, wake up the next morning for an 8 a.m. interview, followed by a midterm, followed by 4 more hours of lectures, and then head straight back to the library to study for the next exam? Here, we push ourselves. This was like a trench battle, and much like a real war, it would have been a complete disaster if not for our trench mates, the people we did it with, worked with, learned with, drank stale coffee from Williams at 2 a.m. with, while waiting for signal processing epiphanies, those we built robots with, launched companies with, commiserated with over job rejections, bad exams, or romantic failures. The people we joked with, failed with, procrastinated with, our midnight cram sessions slowly dissolving into these philosophical, confounding, and straight-up weird conversations. It's important to acknowledge how unique this bond is due to the incredible depth of our shared experience. Now, our university experience differs drastically from our counterparts at other universities or even within our other faculties. This is the place where our egos were bruised, when we put everything on the line, shot for excellence, only to fall in the ballpark of mediocrity. And somehow, in those moments of irrevocable academic tragedy, a lot was restored by a friend looking in your direction saying, "Homie, you got this." I'm truly convinced that it really does take an unconditional type of love among us to forgive one another for times around deadlines when we started exhibiting temper tantrums, like really paranormal behavior and extremely poor hygiene. But these people are so much more than my classmates, and through osmosis, they've helped fuel my intellectual and emotional evolution and have contributed to giving me a renewed sense of ambition for what I do. But I'm not really here to simply intoxicate you with sentimental flashbacks. Graduation incites us to reflect not only on all of our accomplishments and the opportunities that lie ahead, but also the challenges that await us. We're graduating into a world of unknowns. The global economy is broken, our environment is being desecrated, while political authorities still debate whether climate change is fact or not. Women are still routinely underestimated, underutilized, and underpaid. Prejudice still exists. Many of us have outstanding student loans, unprecedented financial burdens, and of course, that awkward question sitting in your gut asking, what am I doing with the rest of my life? On the other hand, it couldn't be a better time to graduate. If I've learned anything from paradoxes, it's that they can be breeding grounds for innovation. A paradox is the acknowledgement of a contradiction, tugging at us to question systems, why they exist, who they serve, driving us to concoct meaningful solutions to problems. It is the identity crisis of not fitting in that one learns to adapt to her environment, or better yet, to redesign it. If healthcare, transport, energy, and education systems of today are failing, it's our generation that will not only change, but create entirely new industries, set our own rules, be the rebels, the black sheep that have the courage to be idealists rather than aspiring to shut ourselves down and nod yes to the status quo. That can't happen if we treat ourselves like robots who've forgotten how to speak, how to feel, and how to be human. Reality is chaotic, intrinsically flawed, and far more beautiful than the vocabulary or symbols used to describe it. There's really no equation guaranteeing success, no algorithm for love, no calculus for happiness. The motto of this school is to be in harmony with truth. Engineering mandates a level of honesty that must complement the development of our technical skills. It goes beyond gaining mastery of Python or mathematically modeling the perfect Kanye West hologram. It requires us to become fluent in truth, to put our egos aside and open our minds to possibilities, and hopefully to make commodities like love and compassion far less rare in the vocabulary of engineers. And with that, I know we're ready for the vexing problems up ahead. So, to the engineering class of 2014, be conscious, be courageous, congratulations, you got this, and keep it real.
Engineering class of 2014, how are you doing today? Well, let's try that again. Class of 2014, how are you doing today? Congratulations on your graduation. You worked very hard to get into Waterloo, and you worked even harder to get out of Waterloo. So this is a very special day for your families. Hug your parents, especially your mother. They have always put you first in their lives. Hug your brothers and sisters. They are stuck with you. Hug your grandparents. They are your best cheerleaders. To your classmates, say thank you. Many will be your friends for life. Tomorrow, you will step into a new future. It will be an exciting one. It will be fast, it will be complex, challenging, and sometimes even hard to understand. Before you leave on that journey, take these 3 things with you. Number 1, remember your roots. The world is an oyster. It will sparkle and tempt you. But always remember where you were born, where you went to school, and the many people who shaped your life, even the ones you didn't like. Number 2, regardless of what you do in your life, the question you should always ask is not at what cost, but rather at whose cost. Engineering is about envisioning, creating, and making a difference for others. Even if you move away from engineering, you have chosen this education, and you now wear the iron ring. You therefore owe a duty of care to your neighbors, to your community, and to society. Number 3, be humble. You know you have the ability. Now find your passion. You don't have to be the best engineer, but find the path to help you become the best person you can be. Finally, thank you for choosing Waterloo Engineering. We are very proud of you. You made us laugh, and sometimes you even made us cry. Now go out there and do great things. And from all of us, from the Faculty of Engineering, the University of Waterloo, come back to visit and have a good life. Goodbye. Thank you.
We have just formally acknowledged the significant achievements of our graduates. And make no mistake, graduates, your achievements have been significant. You have been challenged. You have been stretched. You've invested your time and effort at Waterloo, and if we have done our job properly, you will see a significant return on your investment as you leave the campus. You have worked hard, tirelessly even, to make the financial sacrifices so that you could study here. We hope it has been worth every dollar. However, as I look around today, it is obvious that there are many parents, grandparents, spouses and partners and other special individuals who are sharing in the achievement of our graduating class. In this age of online social networking, when connections can be forged far and wide, we should take the opportunity to remind ourselves of the most important social network of all, our family. Graduates, your family have played an important role in your education, from getting you off to a good start at a young age, in some cases helping to finance your education, inspiring, encouraging you, and consoling you at examination time. For many of our students, particularly our international students, your families had to travel quite a distance to be here today. For others, your family have been unable to attend. However, we do feel their presence with us today. Graduates, know that the University of Waterloo appreciates the family contributions and sacrifices that have been made so that you could study here. And so at this time, I would like the parents, grandparents, and special guests of the graduating class to please rise. Graduates, please join me in applauding the support that they have given you over the years. Please be seated. Thank you very much. If you would like to take photographs, you may do so on the left of the podium here. Please enter this area by going to the left side of the gym, at the back, down the hall, in the back door. If you approach this area just before your special graduate is about to cross the stage, you can then take pictures. Once you have taken your photographs, please return to the seat to allow others to take photographs of their graduates. Graduates, please show respect for your fellow colleagues and their guests by returning to your seat once you've been hooded and remaining there until convocation is adjourned. We will now proceed to the conferring of degrees. I now invite Manoj Shashdev, Chair, Department of Electrical and Computing Engineering, to the podium.
Mr. Chancellor, I present 2014 class of Bachelor of Applied Science in Computer Engineering. Avinish Agrawal, Faisal Al-Qadi, Gregory Kenneth Eiling, Nicholas Bagley, Ryan Michael Berryhill, Ankit Sunil Bartla, Pavan Anil Bartla, Matthew Eric Brooks, Oliver Richard Aldo Cardoza, Eric Philip Bouchard, also the recipient of Sanford Fleming Foundation Medal for Cooperative Work Term Proficiency. Kevin Carlton, Sengjun Choi, Shivangi Chopra, Eric Jordan Cook, Justin Contway, Amarveer Dhaliwal, Tony Dong, Angelica Estefania Escareno, Mustafa Osam Faraj, James David Grodon, Philip Anthony Gunwike, Stephen Connor Holiday, Xiao Fan Hu, Michelle Ryan Jamison, Curtis Andrew Jonas, Jeffrey Kao, Ayush Kaul, Samuel Botosa Kedida, Mikhail Kovacevic, Shane Latanzio, William Xiao Li, Chong Chan Liu, Ryan Thomas Mahaler, Patrick Michael Mikhailo Jasek, Omid Murtazavi, Xavier Munzer, Guang Lei Yu Yang, Aman Mutreja, also the recipient of Sanford Fleming Foundation Medal for Academic Excellence. Justin John Pinto, Siddharth Prakash, Anshika Priyadarshi, Ibrahim Ramazakhani, Rashna Razdan, Antonio Roca, Alexander Salcedo, Trevor John Salmon, Peter Samsonov, Shekhar Saxena, Jonathan Mohammad Shaheen, Isha Shori, Jose Manuel Silva, Corey Daniel Snyder, Charles Stephen Chavez Tan, Brandon Daniel Theobald, Zhu Xiang Tian, Ivan Trofomenko, Michael R. Vecchio, Eddie Ho Han Wang, Amadusun Albert V. Cho Rek, Joran William Arno Villander, Albert Zan Wong, Wilter Yi, Kirk Zathi, Arik Muhammad Zilur, Manu Zope, Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for degree of Bachelor of Applied Science in Electrical Engineering. Rezwan Ahmed, Samir Alam, Ali Mahmood, Fahad Hassan Al-Jafi, Adam Anekman, Nasralakha Binta Awal, Dhananjaya Baduj, Aditya Bajaj, Talha Aziz Beg, Shiva Shan Bhardwaj, Mikhail Botros, Andrew Boyko, Colin Jeffrey Brennan, Shabazuk Lornad Burin, Jeffrey Cecil Trevor Burton, Apratim Chakraborty, Kenneth Chun Yin Chan, Min Se Chang, Michael Siu Liang Chan, Peng Chang, LSB Cozier, Michael Dereji, Joshua J. Dunsit, Kevin James Eastwood, Ahmed Ilanim, Eric Evanchik, C. Yu Fang, Diane Gajov, James Ryan Garinia, Adam Daniel Gomez, Deepshika Goyal, Wangzai Ju, David Joseph Holt, Tao Huang, Mark Adrian Hughes, Terence King Lam Hui, Anam Imtiaz, Sakib Imtiaz, Stanley Omkundu Itua, Muhammad Hassan Iqbal, also the recipient of George Dufault Medal of Excellence in Communication. Tafseen Jalal, Amir Javed, Young Jin Jeon, Varneet Zohal, Afteen Kalantar, Ritika Kalia. Cheng Liang Kang, Saeed Bilal Haider Kazmi, Omid Khodabadi. Angad Kocher, Kyle Kraft, Raghav Kumar. Trevor Chun Yin Lai, Keith Lin Fung Lee, Nathan Yubin Lee. Justin Leong, Aaron Leong, Ang Lee. Alexander Ga Wei Leong, also the recipient of Sanford Fleming Foundation for Academic Excellence. Francis Lee, Yun Zhe Lee, Hamming Liu. Roger Lok Chun Liu, David Liu, Lawrence Liu. Duncan Chuk Kan Ma, also the recipient of Sanford Fleming Foundation Medal for Cooperative Work Term Proficiency. Yi Fan Lu, Andrew James Machen, David Milan Martinac. Curtis Justin McCarroll, Matthew Braden Michael, Tudor Constantin Montenu. Zaid Muhammad Nadeem, Sai Kishan Naram, Marina Naseem. Ian Matthew O'Connor, Kyle Robert Parks, Priyank Dinesh Patel. Yashinta Mary Peter, Sean Sam Putukaril, Derek Sargent. Alexander James Rosewarne, also the recipient of Roy Duxbury Leadership Award. Eric Schwartz, Tinusun Salvaraja, Dhruvin Manish Shah. Ujas Rajul Shah, Hassan Shakur, Neda Sadat Shams, Hui Dian Sheh, Randy Naresh Singh, Geoffrey Bertram Smith, Trishal Sudula, Yi Nan Tang, Jianjin Tao, John Townsend, Matthew George Turniski, Mukund Kumar Vamuri, Michael Manuel Viana, David Peter Wenning, Jake Ryan Walker, Chen Yun Wang, Kui Wang, Ting Wang, Yunham Wang, Mario Antonio Watson, Jamie Lynn Stevenson Waugh, Ran Li Wei, Gunhua Wen, Hong Yu Zi, Yiling Zhu, Zize Zhu, Chia Hao Danny Yang, Haoju Yang, Jordan Man Ching Yung, Xiao Tong Zhang, Bill Wenham Zhao, Li Zhang, Yaxin Zhang, Ying Zuan Zi, Lei Zhu, Eric Zillinger, Thank you, Mr. Chancellor.
Mr. Chancellor, I present to you the candidates for the Bachelor of Applied Science degree in Nanotechnology Engineering. Aaron Kashing Ao, Philippe Rene Audette, Alexander Baran Harper. Lisa Belbeck, also the recipient of the John Fisher Award for Leadership. George Louis Baxter, Isabel Claire Biquet, Andrew Michael Budhu. John Brian Brand, Lindsay Francis Brock, Caitlin Mary Burns. Joshua Tyler Canton, Ho Jai Chiang, Daniel Bernard Cheladurai. Derek Wingsing Cheng, Wai Lam William Chung, John Kenji David Clark. Savannah Kathleen Copland, Tyler Austin Davidson Hall, Jonathan Dos Santos. Firas El Hamed, Jackson Bruce Ellard, Vernon Elmo Paul. Robert David Evans, Megan Nicole Farrell, Takayuki Fukada. Anjali Gopal, Elwin Yuihang Ha, Matthew Haynes. Robert Fukbao Ho, Jeffrey Michael Hopkins, Austin Jiao. Krishna Iyer, also the recipient of the Sanford Fleming Foundation Medal for Cooperative Work Term Proficiency. Saleh Jadawi, Rohit George John, Kevin Antonio Joseph. Mustansir Kawaja Mehmet Murat Ki, Chun Yuen Kwok. Nolan Edgar Lassaline, Allison Victoria Lee, Yik Tung Roy Lee. Michael Christopher Leung, Madeline Susan Zoritza Liddy, and Chrisford Ling. Stuart Andrew Lindley, Wenhan Liu, and Siki Ma. Nupur Maheshwari, Shazib Mahmood, Teja Monabachala. Amar Masood, Paul Denis Moran, Omer Malik. Gary Kaho Ing, Vance Nguyen, David Wesley Highbine Olson. Anthony Palumbo, Hemil Patel, Dusan Serenich. Philippe Schweiter, Dusant Joshua Sivaratnam, Timothy Michael Stork. Won Q Sun, Armin Chabanian, Hans Bernard T. Wesley George Tetlock, Joel Sam Thompson, Ricky Chandra. Alan Zhao. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. I now invite Paul Feguth, Chair, Department of Systems Design Engineering, to the podium.
Mr. Chancellor, I present with pleasure the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Applied Science in Systems Design Engineering. Faisola Agbaje, Theodore Anthony, Nathan Yuming Au. Vituran Balasubramaniam, Jennifer Gillian Blight, Zayu Kao. Stephanie Cheng, Matthew Thomas Chong, Audrey Gina Chung. Harsh Dave, Daksal Nitlang Desai, Riley George Donaldson. Sarah Kimberly Soji Elliott, Sheldon Fernandez, Sarah Melanie Greenberg. Donna Louise Hallett, Sebastian Andres Hernandez, Sadie Grace Hugel. Congratulations. Alexander T. Huras, Jennifer Faith Ikert, Vithi Logan Jaya. Surbi Javar, Bronwyn Lynn Kemp, Pratik Kunur. Waishin Grace Koo, Jan Kulinski, Gary Lamb. Congratulations. Hey, yep, congratulations. Hujun Lee, Sisun Lee, Richard Lesko. Joanne Sao-Ling Leong, also the recipient of the Sanford Fleming Foundation Medal for Cooperative Work Term Proficiency. Kenny Yu Chung Leong, Sharon Shu Q Lung, Nahian Malik. Megan Joanne McNeil, Rahul Mehrotra, Christopher Clement Anthony Menezes. Catherine Clark Mercer, Kyungtai Alex Min, Ayman Nadim. D. Scott Neal, Chi Y. Kenneth Ng, Matthew Yu Ming Ng. Iyun Park, Rayoman Firoz Patel, Hong Hung Henry Poon. Bhuvana Raghunathan, Aisha Nabila Sial, Karina Lydia Seal. Brian Peter Jameson Sinclair, Zunshi Sun, Eric Kyung-woo Sung. Congratulations. Miles Yu Ming Tan, Adam Kunda Thagard, Mark Unger. Congratulations. Dianthe Jacoba van Weerden, Mark Y, Jessica Wong. Nachiket Yardi, Kevin Zong. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. I now invite Andrew Morton, Director of Software Engineering Program, to the podium.
Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Software Engineering. Timothy Benjamin Armstrong, Adam Barnsdale, Ryan Michael Bateman. Surya Prakash Bardwaj, Rahul Bhattacharya, Dmitry Blotsky. Michael Chang, Matthew Chi-Earn Chia, Yi Wei Chen. Okay, thanks. Valerie Chebisov, Mark Byun Hyun Cho, Michael Christopher Chong. Tommy Chiahao Chong, Dennis Cormier, Michael Thomas Costa. Greta Kudolenko, Grant Matthew Davis, Qian Li Dong. Robert Elder, Guyao Fang, Darren Fung. Yuan Feng Gao, Gabriel Grant, Joseph Hong. David Yi-Chen Hu, also the recipient of the Sanford Fleming Foundation Medal for Co-op Work Term Proficiency. Chi Huang, Rui Peng Huang, James Bradley Huden. Donald Kahahui, Jonathan Ng, Joshua David Kenny. Christopher Peter Kleinhans, also the recipient of the Sanford Fleming Foundation Medal for Academic Excellence. Ryan William King, Yangbin Lei, Matthew Wei-Ming Lam. Terrence Haotian Li, Vladimir Li, Yangdong Liao. Wen Hao Lu, Yubing Luo, Si Yuan Ma. Afishbe Akbar Ali Mahasania, Gaurav Samhaji Mali, Zamir Manji. Stephen Andrew Miklett, Dragan Milisov, Christian Raymond Miranda. Tatsuya Marita Ahad, William Barr Morrison, Ru Zin Na. Andrew Nielsen Pincombe, Mayar Razi, KJ Ren. Piyush Ravuri, Tyrone Mark Rupchand, Shatish Sethi. Da Shi, Siva Kumaran Sivanathan, Peter Sobat. Scott Christopher Stewart, Xiao Xin Tang, Christopher Keith Taylor. Nicholas Wing Huan Thompson, Xin Hao Tian, Andrew Michael Tinitz. Alvin Tran, Rohit Basandani, Kyle Scott Watson. Luna Wei, Devin Clark Witherspoon, Anthony Ma Wing Wong. James Ling Feng Wang, Jia Yi Sandy Wu, Xiao Shi. Ming Ho Yi, also the recipient of the Ontario Professional Engineers Foundation for Education Gold Medal for Academic Achievement Award. Sherry Yang, Rain Zhang, Yifan Zhang. Adrian Hao Yang Zhu, Joshua Benjamin Zivit. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. I now invite Bruce Halinga, Associate Dean, Graduate Studies, to the podium.
Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree of Master of Applied Science. Abdurrahman Al-Bazir, Ahmed Salam Al-Rafi, David Christopher Bickford. Maria Chezrezaz, Masuma Dadyu, Bahara Al-Brahimi Sadrabadi. Mohammed El Masad, Jun Liang Feng, Yu Ming Gao. Anirudh Mohan Kashnik, George Mankarus, Ryan Scott Mann. Sajjad Mosharef Kawardi, Connor Thomas O'Sullivan, Sevda Pegana. Alexander Sonek, Aaron Y. Sing Su, Zheng Pei Wu. Zishen Yuang, Dina Zayan. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Master of Engineering. Ibrahim Afek, Ahmed Ali, Nandini Anjani Gowda, Diana Bassi Archibong, Yu Ji Bai, Alexandra Barrett. Anirban Basu, Vinesh Arvindra Bharat, Michael Chai Kam Kun. Rashit Arjun Kumar Dev, Tristan Ross Dudnath, Salman Naneem Durrani. Brad Fakh, Kusay Mohammed Farhan, Mohammed Anas Shakil Faroki. Omid Gardaki, Anil Gupta, Shubham Gupta. Mohammed Hassan, Yu Hong, Mohammed Asad Iqbal. Faizan Jabbar, Dinesh Jayabalan, Tahir Jetty. Kareem Jiwani, Kathy Nok Chow Kent, Usman Khalid. Eric Patrick Kim, Angela Yi Ki Lam, Song Liu. Bing Liu, Harris Mahmood, Manoj Rao Manjunath. Samar Mati, Wei Meng, Mohammed Adil Mian. Najib Ullah Mian, Asman Minhas, Haider Ali Naveed. Jigar Dharmendra Patel, Gajan Pathmananthan, Fardush Rahman. Turaj Rahmani, Shankok Ren, Chengpei Shi. Basil Ahmed Siddiqui, Nayani Singh, Karan Pankaj Kumar Sani. Matthew Alexander Stokes, Jun Sun, Taimur Tahan. Manakandan Thirgunanan Zambadam. Panir Selvam Valunthan Venkatesh Vedula. Kaushik Krishna Vera Raghaven, Sean Wallace, Ji Heng Wee. Aiden Yus, Mohammed Amir Zafar, Shapeng Sang. Manglei Zhao. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree graduate diploma. Alicia Claire Babineau. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for degree Doctor of Philosophy. Morad Mohammed Abdelmagid Abdelaziz. Michelle May Ting Bristow. Sayamantak Datta Gupta. Justin Alexander Eichel, also the recipient of the Amit and Meena Chakma Awards for exceptional teaching by a student. Rifat Gunam. Hassan Haj Mirza Alien Aminabadja. James Ho. En Shun Annie Lee. Ahmed Mahmoud Mohammed. Nima Musavi. Syed Amir Musavi Lajimi. Shiva Nahidi. Nima Nick Vans. Hassan Abu Bakr Amar. Ahmed Abdel Rahman Abdel Latif Osman. Manu Gopal Palapa Venkataram. Saeed Gassem Rezavapur. Thomas Allen Robinson. Nilandri Sarkar. Mehdi Shahani. Umar Shafiq. Chang Sun. Michael John Tribou. Kai Zheng. Shinseng Zhao. Abul Zud Ali Abdurrahman Zidan. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, I now request you to confer in absentia the various and several degrees upon those candidates who were approved by Senate but who are unable to be present at today's convocation.
I confer the degrees in absentia.
I now invite Feridun Halmatpour, President and Vice Chancellor, to the podium.
It's been a fabulous afternoon. It was just fantastic to see you crossing this stage with a lot of pride, with a lot of confidence. Mr. Chancellor, I believe the most recent class of 2014 deserves a big round of applause. Graduates, I will not call you graduates because now you're no longer graduands. You have gone through the transformation. Actually, your transformation started when you first decided to attend University of Waterloo. That was the most important decision that you made. And you keep making all these great decisions. One of the pleasures of sitting here and congratulating you is to find out what you're doing next or what you thought about your program. And to hear you doing some fabulous things, going to marvelous graduate schools, working for some of the best companies in the world, or working for some very small startups because you want the challenge. Or, even better, you're starting your own company. That shows a lot of confidence. That shows a lot of determination. I don't want you to worry about a long speech. I'm not going to give one. It's been a long afternoon. You've sat through many, many lectures. And parents, family members, this is how attentive they are when they used to go to their lectures. I just want to leave you with a couple of thoughts. I think they're important for you to understand. As you leave this university, you're not leaving us. You're just entering into a next phase of your life, your career. But please remember, always, that as our dean mentioned, be humble, but not too humble about the institutions you're graduating from. You are a very proud graduate of the University of Waterloo. We pride ourselves being one of the most innovative universities in the world, and we will continue working like. You will be joining a great family, a family of University of Waterloo's graduates. 167,000 of them living in 145 countries and living and working in 145 countries in the world. You're joining that family because you share the same DNA. Your DNA is you're risk takers, you're innovators, you're creative thinkers, and you do not accept the status quo for anything, under any circumstances. Graduates, the world has many challenges, but also many opportunities. When I look at you, I look at the next generation of innovators, thinkers, problem solvers. Just don't worry about the guillotine, but do anything else you want to do. Okay? Graduates, congratulations. Now go change the world. Thank you very much for joining us. Usually at this point of the convocation, I'll go back to my seat and Mr. Chancellor will have a few more words to say, but I'm not going to do it today. I have a little bit more to do. One of which is, this is the end of our 10th convocation ceremony. We started on Tuesday morning, and I believe we had about 6,000 graduates just cross the stage. And it happened in a fabulous efficiency and effectiveness. These things don't happen on their own. Quite a large number of people worked tirelessly to make sure that this convocation, the convocation ceremonies, go smoothly as planned. So on behalf of all of our graduates, I'd like to extend my thanks to the staff of Graduate Studies Office and Registrar's Office and everybody else who worked tirelessly for this convocation. Thank you very much, everybody. And this was the first test, convocation test of our registrar, who just recently joined the university. So Ray, darling, thank you very much. I think you passed the test. Ray? Could I please have Dr. Mark Walker to the stage, please? Mark? Graduates, you probably, each and every one of you, had a chance to either talk to Mark or hear from him. He is our associate registrar. Mark graduated from this university in 1973, and as you could see, he also obtained his doctorate from the University of Waterloo. And then he remained for the past 20-some years. Has been absolutely spectacular work in the registrar's office. This is Mark's last convocation ceremony with the University of Waterloo. Mark is moving to somewhere a little warmer than Waterloo. I don't know if it was the winter we had last year, but Mark is moving to Vancouver to become the registrar of Simon Fraser University. We On your behalf again, we'd like to thank Mark for his fantastic service to the university and wish him all the best in this next one. I have one more difficult task to perform. Professor Jeff McBoyle, would you please stand up? Ladies and gentlemen, graduating class, would you please rise? Dr. McBoyle is just concluding his fantastic 45 years of service at the University of Waterloo. The last few years of this service, he served this university with passion, with dedication, with a lot of emotion, but with very hard work as Provost and Vice President of Academic. This is Jeff's last convocation with us. He finally decided, I don't understand why, he still has the energy of an 18-year-old, but that this is the year that he will stop working as Provost and retire. I want to be just like him when I reach his age, have the same energy, same fresh mind, clear mind. On behalf of all of us, Jeff, thank you very much for your wonderful service at the University of Waterloo. Thank you very much for joining me in acknowledging their fabulous service. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a very inspirational convocation. Just before we end and we adjourn, I wanted to say, of course, that universities unleash talent. Is not done in a vacuum. So let's recognize the faculty and staff here who have been so instrumental in your success. The faculty and staff. We have already recognized Jeff McBoyle. Let's take a moment to recognize the leader of the university, the president of the University of Waterloo, Feridun Hamdallahpour. Feridun. Graduates, God bless you in everything that you do. This convocation is now adjourned. Thank you.